I've had a few people ask me about my drawing setup and how I have it set up to do my drawing, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. The way I have this set up is I have a black mat there, and this is good for when I'm doing the time-lapse drawings. There's not too much light reflecting off the white table, and so it allows me to have a lower ISO, so it makes things less grainy and it's a lot sharper. I have here my Audio-Technica microphone, and that is positioned just in front of my camera. And my camera I have here, I have the little LCD screen. It's flipped out right there by the side of it, so as I'm speaking into the microphone I can look at that and see where my hand is or where my drawing is. Then I can adjust things at the same time while I'm speaking on the camera. And then to the left I have a white umbrella that I use for lighting. It's a 105 watt bulb. I also have on this side another umbrella light, and that's a silver one. I actually want to get a white umbrella because the silver seems to put off too much of a directional light and it causes too many highlights on things. And I can get another just the umbrella part, which is this here. I can get that online for really cheap, so it's not that big of a problem. And I have the umbrella lights positioned at a 45-degree angle so that when the light comes down it's all centered right here. And that's also why I like having this black mat on here. It's like a cutting mat, and it has different measurements, the inches and everything on it. And so that means when I position something on here I can get a good orientation underneath the camera, so it allows everything to be positioned properly. And as you can see here on my DSLR, I have it set to where it's off slightly right now. I just have to move it back maybe half an inch, but I have it set to where the center of the camera, where it focuses, and the middle of that square is right in the center of where these lines all connect. And this allows me to position everything so that it's all lined up and I get a proper focus in my videos when I'm recording for tutorials or even for time lapses. And I had issues before to where things wouldn't line up right, and I thought I was, in the time lapse or in the area of where I was recording, but I actually had my paper off too much and it didn't show up, and had to restart. So that's how I have that set up. And for my DSLR, this is a Canon T7i or the Canon 800. And for this microphone, it is an Audio-Technica AT2020 or the Audio-Technica 2020. And I got that online for about a little over $100. And then I have here a stick for the mic, and this doesn't hold very heavy mics, but as long as you don't extend it out too far, then you don't have to worry about it falling down, because the one I bought was a really cheap one, and I actually have that on the other side to help keep it from falling forward. So if you want to use one of these with your microphone, I would suggest getting a better quality one, something that's a bit more sturdy. The legs on it are okay, but they're not that sturdy. So but yeah, if I could go back I would have gotten a sturdier one, but just using this here helps balance everything out and it's not falling over then. And the light bulbs that I'm using, they're a 5500K daylight, and the reason you want to use a daylight bulb is because it reproduces the natural lighting that you get, so all the colors for your videos and your drawings, they'll come out accurately. Also, when you're drawing, it keeps you from having colors that are wrong. And then if you go to take a photo of it or share it online, it's going to look different because the colors aren't coming up right. Or for example, if you do a drawing and then you take a photo of it somewhere else or take it somewhere else to be hung up, then the colors of it aren't going to be very accurate. So that's one reason for that. And also another reason why I have this screen here flipped out is because while I'm using this, I can quickly go to all my settings and change things. So I can turn it off if there's no information. I have all the information for my aperture, my f-stop, my ISO. I can quickly switch between those, and then on the top part of my DSLR I have other buttons that I can quickly access to change things as I'm working on videos, and it makes it a lot more efficient and quick to edit everything. Now my microphone has a the cable is running down, and it actually attaches to my computer. This attaches to my Focusrite audio interface. I have it plugged in right here, and then I just have the controls for the volume and everything right there. This allows me to have a better control of the audio quality and gain on the microphone so it's not too loud or too quiet. And then for my tripod I have for my camera, it's a Vanguard tripod. I'll leave a link in the description of this video to where you can find all of this. But I bought this online, I think it was around $200, I think. I bought it a couple months ago, maybe 6 months ago or so. And the reason I got this tripod is because it extends out, so it allows me to have a top-down view of everything. Because the other tripod I had, it didn't have a top-down view. It was actually at a slight angle like this. I could never get a direct view down. And it's really convenient because I can adjust it here, left and right, and then this has a ball head on it, so I can adjust it 360 degrees, and that moves this whole thing forward and back so I can adjust where it is here. So when I change on the tripod, the camera will go like that. I can adjust the height, and then I can also turn it, or even turn it this way or that way. And it was a lot better than that cheap tripod I used to have. And this is actually just the stock strap that I have that came with the camera. I want to get a better one that's a bit longer and flat and has the ability to stretch some, because after I've been using this camera for a long time, if I'm doing a photo shoot or something like that, it does get to be tiring because the strap's like really digging into your shoulders. So that's one tip I would give if you get your cameras, to get a better strap. And the drawing cable I have, there's actually 3 more of these that I have that attach to the sides, but I've only got one right now because the other ones just kind of get in the way of the umbrella lights. I don't really need them because I have everything over here for all of my art supplies, so I don't really need this area for storage. And so this is where I'll put extra pencils or charcoal or pens while I'm drawing, and makes it quicker to access rather than having to worry about running over and walking all the way over there to get something, and makes things a lot quicker. And same goes over here. I took it off of this corner so I can get the light closer because the light was too far away and it was too dark in the camera. I had to raise my ISO, and then things got a bit grainy. Then here, as you can see, this has all the different numbers which I'm wearing out on this, and that's why I actually have this mat here, because it helps me with measuring things. And so I left this on here so that the mat pushes against it and doesn't slide off, and I left this on here because it also pushes against it slightly and it doesn't slide off of the table while I'm drawing. It's kind of like when you're if you're using a piece of paper. I'll show you an example here what I mean. Say you have a piece of paper, if you don't put tape on the corners, it's going to just slide around. It's the same thinking process of when I was using this mat. And these umbrellas, they adjust here. I can change this. I won't be able to do it now with one hand, but if I twist this metal rod can go up or down, and it can raise the umbrella up or down, which means it changes how much light is directly going onto it. If I raise it, light goes out of the sides more. If I lower it, it's more directional. So if I want to lower my ISO to where it's brighter and I can get a better image, I'll lower this. If I want to raise my ISO, and let's say for some reason I want to do that, then I'll raise that up. I also want to mention why I have all this extra space around the table. And the reason for that is so that I can have this set up here beside it. There's nothing in the way. I can have the umbrella light, my tripod over there. And all this extra space allows me to move things around and not be too cramped up in one spot. Same with over here. So I can move things around. It gives me a lot of room. And I've got all kinds of space over here to walk around. Keeps me from getting all cramped up in the corner with no space. So yeah, just make sure if you make a drawing setup like this that you do have space around the table to set things up, you know, for microphones or umbrella lights or your camera. So yeah, that's how I have it set up. And if you have any questions about how I have it set up or anything in the video that I didn't cover on accident, just let me know in the comments below. And if you have any suggestions about something I should fix or a way that would be better to set this up, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. And I will see you in the next video. You all have a good day, and I'll see you later.